I'll assume you've read the passage already. Which of the following best describes the function of the second paragraph of the passage? The second paragraph, let's just scroll back down there and remind ourselves what's in there. We have the apostles sent out by Bockholt, and then we find out that they changed some of the core beliefs, they rejected certain practices, and then we get the famous ones here. So, we need to describe that function. A, contrasting Anabaptism by defining early alternatives to it. Well, it's not necessarily contrast so much as continuations, because they were apostles sent out by Bockholt, so that's not so good. B, refining the definition of Anabaptism through departures from its teachings. So this refining is kind of a continuation process. Refining something, you keep the same thing. That sounds pretty good. Introducing some later extensions of Anabaptist theology. The passage doesn't really do that. In fact, they're just good because they preach basically the doctrines of Anabaptism. It actually says that they taught the same stuff but cut back on some of the practices that people didn't like. D, sketching a general definition of what Anabaptism was and what it was not. Definitely not. This is more about the successors of Anabaptism, so we'll get rid of that. And E, highlighting those practices that Anabaptism rejected in most cases. So some of these do get mentioned. It says that they rejected certain practices that had prevailed, but the passage isn't really about highlighting that. It's more about the apostles sent out by Bockholt and how they went on to found their own religions or their own sub-sects or whatever. So it's not about highlighting. It's more about refining the definition of Anabaptism through departures from its teachings.